Welcome to the Miscellaneous podcast, where we talk about anything and everything under the moon and sun. I'm Kimberly.
And I'm RJ.
And I want to talk today about the forgotten culture of the internet.
Okay.
So, today, basically, there's like a lot of things that the internet used to be about. Or just like our side of the internet, I'll say. So, disclaimer for anybody who's going to make comments about them not being something you experienced. Just write down what you did experience in the comments.
This entire episode will be a you had to be there moment.
Pretty much. Nostalgia bait.
Hopefully. I mean, yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so which one where do you want to start? Like which forgotten culture of the internet? Because the internet was so even back then, I sound old. I'm not that old. Even back then, the internet was vast, right? So there's a lot of oh yeah moments, right? So where do you want to start?
I'm gonna start with the nerd culture side of the internet. So it's probably gonna be like anime related. Okay. We're gonna start there.
A lot of forgotten anime things. So if you were part of the anime community, listen up. You might remember some of this stuff. If you don't, you're too young.
A lot of it is gonna be like some crossover stuff, like. Maybe you weren't into anime, but like, how did you not run into this type of deal? Like that kind of thing. Because if you were watching like AMVs, like you like, okay.
Well, let's start with AMVs, right?
so now when you like look up your favorite songs, you like just go to YouTube and you type in, like my favorite song by whoever. Now, but before it was like you type in the song name and you type AMV. And that was how I listened to my music.
I'll do you one better, right? Putting on my boomer hat, right? Today, they're not even called AMVs anymore because AMVs still exist. You can still look up AMVs. There's still AMV like channels and things like that, right? I have a couple friends who do AMVs, but today they're called edits. That's what they call them. They call them edits now.
Speaking of edits, because I don't know what that is, but because I'm an old anime fan, so I have no idea what he's talking about. However, I do. Do you guys remember crack?
Yeah, crack.
And for those of you out there, not
the drug,
kind of the drug, but like
not the drug. You can explain.
Okay, so crack. First of all, everything has crack. I should probably explain it first.
Yeah.
Okay. So there were like these videos, and they're like compilations of like clips from whatever fandom it is. So if it was like an anime, it was clips from the anime. If it was like SpongeBob, it was like clips from SpongeBob, right? However, they were like, the voices were made so that way they match like the audio of like other clips. So there were like comedian stand-up clips that were like used. There was like just in general craziness or memes or like extremely popular vines that were used and placed behind these clips. So it was like the characters of whatever fandom you're talking about or the crack videos about was saying said things. And it was like meant to align with whatever like the story of your fandom was.
Yeah, so you still see it nowadays, just not in like a huge compilation format. Yeah. And they titled it Crack. So it was like My Hero Academia Crack. Or
although that's like fairly new, like
Inuyasha crack, Dragon Ball crack, like Black Butler crack, something like that, and that would be the thing.
Even like non-anime crack was a thing. So like
SpongeBob,
Lord of the Rings crack, Harry Potter crack, and these are like videos where it's like memes from Vine, or not, like Vine videos, but like your favorite characters are saying them or whatever.
It was a whole thing, and they were hilarious. Which
they were.
I mean, they might still be going around.
They are.
They're like AMVs, right? Where you can go and watch an AMV that was made like a month ago, right? But are they like as talked about, as prevalent in the community nowadays? No way. Like, no. Unfortunately.
Probably not. Like, that's like, I guess that was like an old fandom type of deal. Because I like Danmei, right? If you don't know what Danmei is, go look it up. What are you talking about? We're on the internet. There's, like, Google. No, I'm joking. But Danmei is like, it's a BL thing. It's like a Chinese BL. And they're like novels. They crack for that still exists. Like, I still watch that. That's one of the things. It was like an old memory. What's the young people terminology? Core memory unlocked.
See,
so yeah.
But that's like going to be like a core theme in this episode, right? So it's just like did these things really go away, or did they just change the name of it, right? Because
no, they went away.
Nowadays, it's just like they're not called crack anymore. They're called out of context. So you'll still like find like a similar thing to it. Well, you'll find it's just like out of context. Like, for example, the other day I was watching Haikyuu out of context, right? And some of it was from the actual show, and then some of it was crack. some of it was edited, right? Okay. And it was just like that. That's because it's the same thing with AMVs, right? They're not called AMVs nowadays; it's called edits, and it's just like it's the same thing, but just like it's a little bit different with a new name, and it's weird. So it feels like the thing is gone. It feels like the thing is lost, but it's just like it's not.
I don't necessarily know if it's lost. I just think more so it's like it's been relegated to the corners of the internet.
Yeah.
It's like you have to like either be looking for it, or like the algorithm has to be like, I know who you are. Like,
yeah.
It's kind of like that, right? So like even like Korean drama cracks. So like I know like they're like I watch a couple of channels where it's literally just Korean drama crack, and honestly that's how I see a lot of my K-dramas, or pick which K-drama to watch these days is by like what drama was on this crack, because I have to see what this is actually about, because the way they line this up with this meme tells me this is gonna be good. Like it's that kind of thing, right? So crack, it definitely still exists, but it's like it's one of those things where it's just like if you were there, you'll know what this is, and if you weren't there, you're in for a great time. Like, you're in for a great time. You might not know what is going on, but you're going to like it. And that's all that matters.
Yeah.
But aside from crack, we're going back to AMV. Oh, okay. You got one?
Or you want to go to AMVs next?
I was going back to AMVs because I was going to lead into the next thing that I was going to say, which was that AMVs weren't just for music, like with words. Mm-hmm. They were also for music that didn't have words. And they were also done around the soundtrack of the whatever show it was that you were watching. Mm-hmm. So like, and we call those OST or OSTs.
OSTs, yeah.
I still say OST. I don't know. A lot of people say OST. I say OST.
OST.
I
switch between the two.
Yeah, I switch between the two as well. But like, two as well. But I switch between both of them. But I mostly say OST. I will say that. Mm-hmm. But the OSTs.
For those who don't know, OST or OST stands for Original Soundtrack. And is the instrumental soundtracks that play behind all your favorite, all anime.
Yeah.
All anime. And all everything.
All everything, actually.
Right? It's the instrumental soundtracks that play behind everything. Every show, every movie has an OST, has OST.
Yeah. So if you're like me and you're listening or you're watching a movie and you hear a song in the background and you're just like, wow, the song hits. Or, you know, like if you're a writer and you like to have background music for inspiration to kind of like set the mood for whatever scene you're writing, which is also something that I do. Yeah, you go and you look up like movie OSTs, movie soundtracks, and then you listen to the background music, right? Like we all know the iconic ones: Star Wars, Jurassic Park,
Harry Potter,
Jaws,
Lord of the Rings.
Well, specifically not Harry Potter, though. Specifically Hedwig's theme.
Yeah, Hedwig's theme.
I'm trying to think because there's so many more. You know what we're talking about. You know what we're talking about. The Avengers theme. Right?
Yeah.
Like, you know what we're talking about. So, like, you know, like, you know, so it's like the Batman, but, like, popular. Like, esque. And, like, without words for the most part. Like, some OSTs definitely have words, so I don't want to pretend like that's, like, not a thing. But, like, so you go and look those up. But that was, like, bigger back in the day. So remember, like, Naruto, right? When it first came out. Or, well, maybe not when it first came out, but
when
around that time.
It first came to the West. And
when it was popular to talk about it. And there was like a lot of crack. There was a lot of AMVs. You couldn't go anywhere without hearing Sadness and Sorrow.
You know the Naruto picture we're talking about. The one with Naruto and the red background. You know the exact one, right? If you know that picture, yeah, you're one of us. You had to be there.
Yeah.
You had to be there.
The flute was like in everything. Right?
Yeah. The swing scene.
What it's not Sadness and Sorrow. What's the one where he's like doing all of the like the action scenes? What's that one called? Do you remember?
There's multiple.
I'm hearing it in my head.
So
but
there's multiple.
It's not...
There's the main theme. It's just called the main theme. And then there's Strong and Strike.
I think Strong and Strike is what I'm thinking about.
Is like the one that would play alongside
the
main theme.
It's that one. That's the main theme? Okay, main theme is what I'm thinking about. Yeah. You couldn't go anywhere without hearing this. Specifically Sadness and Sorrow, though. Like, main theme
Sadness and Sorrow.
Sadness and Sorrow was everywhere.
Was the most popular one by far.
Everywhere.
Yeah, but the main theme was the one every time Naruto would do something cool.
Yeah.
Right? That was the main theme.
It was the theme to get you hype for when he was going to do something. I don't know if they played that when he beat Neji.
They did,
but
I think they did.
I feel like that's like one of the moments that I like remember. I'm like, oh yeah, he's about to like really get in there.
Yeah, I'm one of those anime
do
fans.
Some main character stuff.
It's like such an anime nerd that I can tell you like the name of the OSTs, especially for the animes that I like Naruto. The OG Naruto, not so much Shippuden because they changed the soundtrack, but the OG Naruto, Strong and Strike, heavy violence, sadness and sorrow, the main theme. There was one, Shikamaru's theme is really good in the OG Naruto. It's just like, all of those. It's just like, I used to listen to on repeat.
I was a Guilty Crown girly. I fell in love with the soundtrack for Guilty Crown. And I know all the names: Void, The Death of Shu, Inori's song. Even though I guess that's an insert song, but still
Bios.
Well, yeah, but Bios is like, Bios counts. But
you don't know
Bios. I feel like most people would know Bios from Guilty Crown. Like if you watch Guilty Crown and you didn't come out of that listening to Bios, I'm actually not quite sure what you were doing the entire time. But I'm the person who is more likely to listen to the OSTs than I am the actual ending and opening. Like the ending and opening, I'm like, but like it's the OSTs for me. Like, and some of you are like that, but like with specific OSTs, right? Like I know a lot of people who love the Attack on Titan OST, Vogel, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but you know exactly what I'm saying.
You know what
that one. I have listened to that one several times. I've listened to Female Titan theme song.
Yeah, the entire Titan soundtrack is pretty.
Yeah, so like it's solid. And then if you like,
Sawano fan, two Sawano soundtracks, Guilty Crown and Attack on Titan.
I've actually listened to more Sawano outside
his
of
independent stuff. Anime.
Well, his independent stuff too, but I've also listened to like the soundtracks that he's made for anime I have not seen. Like that's how much he did something. What was it? It's not Keyblade. It was called Key something. So either way, it's a video game.
Yeah, so back on anime, because if you don't know, I'm a huge anime guy. Have a whole separate channel where I discuss
On the Rise anime. Go check it out. Go look it up. It is also here on YouTube.
Yes. So back on the topic of anime. While she is a huge Sawano girl,
I am.
I also love Sawano. But I actually have not listened to his independent stuff. You listen to way more Sawano than I have.
Independent stuff is great.
I think one of my favorite anime composers, I guess New Age would be Kevin Penkin from Made in Abyss.
Great work.
Shield Hero. He's done a bunch of other things. Most popular would be Made in Abyss. Recently, Geeks Bond. I absolutely love his. Yoko Kanno is another one. Cowboy Bebop.
Okay.
Every time I say Yoko Kanno, everyone's looking at me. Who I'm Cowboy Bebop. Everyone's like, oh, Yoko Kanno's another.
Yoko Kanno.
Kensuke Ushio recently killed it with the Chainsaw Man. He did the Chainsaw Man movie. He does a whole bunch of other stuff as well. What's another one?
I don't know who did it, but I do listen to. I extensively listen to the Inuyashas.
Yeah.
Like,
to be honest, I mean, fact check me on this one, anime fans in the comments. That might be the same guy that did the Naruto. I think it might be the same guy.
If it is,
Toshiro something did
great.
Naruto. Toshiro Matsuda, I think,
guy.
did Naruto. I think he also did Inuyasha. Yeah.
Okay.
Yuki, I always forget his last name, but Yuki something did My Hero, which leads me to the further discussion of OSTs and kind of how they're not as relevant as they were. Back in the day, like OSTs used to be like super relevant, right? Because there wasn't so many anime coming out. But nowadays, an OST really has to pop off to be relevant. And like the most recent two that I can think really popped off is You Say Run from My Hero was everywhere. To be honest, the internet had You Say Run goes with everything, and they used to put it with a bunch of things.
Okay.
But the most recent one would probably be Zoltrak from Frieren. Also everywhere.
Okay.
Everyone plays that as well. But yeah, it's not as prevalent anymore. OSTs are so cool. Like I was listening to the Call of the Night soundtrack the other day, right? And it's just such a good soundtrack. If you've seen Call of the Night, you know it's a good show, but it's also like a really good sound. Like, play Call of the Night soundtrack. Like, just play, put it on a playlist and just play it through.
Actually,
so good.
If you're not an anime fan, which, I mean, I guess this is kind of controversial to say, but at the same time, if you're not like super heavy into anime, but you have seen Ghibli, then you might already know what we're talking about. Right? Yeah. Because Ghibli OSTs are very famous.
Very good.
One Summer's Day? One Summer's Day?
One Summer's Day? I thought it was called One Summer's Dream. One Summer's Day. It's called One Summer's Day.
Yeah, I thought it was
One Summer's Day. Spirited Away.
Very, very popular.
Yeah.
You'll hear people play the Totoro theme.
Howl's theme. Howl's theme.
Yeah, so like, I mean, I listen to the Kiki soundtrack a lot. So yeah, I mean, you might already know what we're talking about with that, because like those are like the OSTs where it's just like it's that like background music that just brings you back into whatever story you were involved in the moment, and it really takes you to whatever space this like thing was happening in. Like, okay, so like if you are into Inuyasha, right, you'll know what I'm talking about with this one. If you are into Inuyasha, that one theme where they're in the forest and doom 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 doom, doom doom, and you already know something is about to go down. Yeah. Somebody's hiding behind a bush somewhere. Miroku's gonna have to break out that wind tunnel. Like, the miasma is coming up. Naraku is afoot. All right,
or like
the man is coming.
Even the romantic scenes, right? The most famous one from Inuyasha, Two Loves End. Inuyasha Kagome's theme song. You know, just I'm probably not singing it right, but you
pitches might be a little
you know the one, you know it. Like,
you do.
Like, if you've seen Inuyasha, it plays every time Inuyasha Kagome make eye contact. Like, come on now, you know the one, right? But you brought up Kiki's, right? Which is going to lead us into
Kiki's delivery service.
Further discussion, right? Because I'm pretty sure you're talking about the English soundtrack for Kiki's.
No,
you're talking about the Japanese one.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're talking about both. I listen to both.
Okay.
If you're talking about the stuff with words on it, yeah, well, a lot of the ones that have words, they're in English.
Well, then my segue is ruined because my assumption was wrong. But going off the English soundtrack, Kiki, that's another thing with anime soundtracks. Is the localization of the soundtrack. You don't get an English soundtrack anymore, right? You have the English soundtrack for the old Sailor Moon. We have the English soundtrack for Pokemon, right? The Pokemon opening, no one, probably all of you listening to this, when I say the Pokemon opening, you're not talking about the Japanese one. You're talking about the American one, right?
The Digimon. You're thinking of Jason and his sweet voice.
Yeah, the Digimon opening, you're thinking about the American one, right? You're not thinking about the Digimon. That's why when Digimon came back with Digimon Try, and they played the with the Digimon opening, a bunch of fans were just like, okay, here's the Japanese one. Nice. But the Digimon, Digital Monsters, Digimon Scarlet, like that's the one.
That's the one, yeah.
Like, so the localization of English soundtracks, they don't do anymore, and I guess this is more so like OPs and EDs more so than anything.
I get to some extent why they don't do it anymore, though.
It's a lot.
Well, I don't know if it's that so much more along the lines of like they're just not, like, I don't know if people are that hyped for it anymore.
And on top of that, again, there's just too many. It's not even an anime problem. There's just too much stuff in general coming out for somebody to put that much love to something that they don't even know if they're gonna be able to continue to do.
I think it's just like, I think it's more along the lines of there's just more fans that just watch the sub. So it's like, why would you put extra work into like making an English opening and then doing a dub and then doing an English soundtrack when like most people will just watch the sub, right? Like, the dub exists, and you know, for anybody who's into dub, okay. But
there are some good dubs out there.
Listen, it's your life.
There are some good dubs out there.
I'm not telling you what to do. It's your life to live. However,
I will defend some dubs.
Incorrectly you choose to live it. I mean,
some dubs.
The point is that most of the fans I know, and most, like, even if they do watch dub, they also watch sub. So like there's and they probably watch the sub first. So like there's no real incentive because nobody's super hyped to hear, you know, like if they want to do that, they just go to YouTube. And YouTube has somebody who covered it, right? You have the Lian Lee who covers it and then puts it in English. And then you have, actually, this is a great segue into another one. epic versions. I don't know if you guys are familiar with taking a song that maybe isn't particularly epic. And epic music is like its own genre. So if you don't know what that is, it's like the battle music, the fighting music, or the music when the hero...
How do you not know what epic music is? Like, what do
No, people don't know. So like...
Okay.
Or when like the hero finally accomplishes their goal... It's that music that plays in the background. It's that really sad, inspirational music when a conflict is resolved or when a conflict is started. That's epic music. Epic music is is basically a lot of the OSTs in the background that carry the emotional feel of a scene, right? That really set the atmosphere for whatever is about to happen. So you can have a song that's maybe a little bit more mellow, right? And you take it and you have an epic version, and that like really gets the tempo up. It makes it like more dramatic, more usually, like I said, it's behind like a fight scene. So you take these songs, and you type in epic version, and then there are people who made epic versions, and they're still out there, by the way. This is not so much it doesn't exist, so much as like I don't hear people talk about it very often. So like there's these people who take them and they make epic versions, they make rock versions. Do you know how many versions of Unravel from Tokyo Ghoul I listen to? I listen to so many versions. I listen to versions in Japanese. I listen to versions in English. I listen to versions in Chinese. I listen to rock versions of Unravel. I listen to slow piano versions of Unravel. There are so many different epic versions of Unravel. So many versions of that song. And they're all amazing because the original composition is amazing. Yeah. And so they just take it and they add on to it. So like, why would you, as like somebody who's producing something, put that in when you can just go to YouTube and you can see so many different versions of it, which is what people will do.
I always look up the reverse of whatever the song initially is. So, for example, like Zoltrok with Freerin, right? It's already an epic song, right? So like a more epic version would be like probably like a metal version of someone like adding guitar to it, playing it on a guitar or something like that. But I don't look up those versions. I look up the kind of slow version. I always look at the reverse of whatever the original song is. Or like Oshinoko's Idol, right? Idol recently, like not recently, but blew up when it came out. I look up I listen to because there's already Idol is already an epic version of it. I look up the slow version of Idol, like the slowed down version of Idol, and things like that.
Yeah, okay, so I like piano, or I grew up playing
piano version, right?
I grew up playing piano, so for me, I always love a good piano version of anything. So I listen to like the piano version of Rising Hope by Lisa. I listen to that. But also there was that era. We're taking it back, right? A lot of people will probably know this through Bad Apple, but there was that era. If you don't know what Bad Apple is as a song, there was that era where people were learning to play piano, like via anime openings and things like that, like on YouTube with this program called Synthesia. I'm botching the name, butchering the name, but like it's still there, right? You can still go look it up. Right? The people were learning to play piano with this program.
Yeah, so they could play their favorite anime opening.
Yeah, so they could play their favorite anime opening. So a lot of the times I would listen to it and you can see like the lines of like where the notes are supposed to be and where your hands are supposed to be like on the screen going up and down. Like a Just Dance, but for piano.
It was like
and it was great.
It was like super cool, like the amount of things that fandoms would just do on the internet, and they still do it. It's like it's not. So there's just a lot of cool things in general that like fandoms were doing and teaching themselves on the internet, and they're still doing it. Right? I don't want to be like, oh, this is completely gone, but like when you think of the internet nowadays, it's memes or TikToks or not Vines, but
still Vines,
like Vines and things like that.
Vines live on.
Right, making funny skit videos. It's not really learning stuff that can like. Well, I guess in hindsight now we know that did become a lot of people's careers, right? We brought up Lian Li, she's now an anime voice actor, right? And she started creating anime covers online. Right?
Oh, great!
She still does it, right? She's a VTuber now as well. Like she's built a whole career, and I'm pretty sure she just started because she just wanted to hear her favorite anime songs in English, right? And
it's she's like, this is a cool thing I do. I like singing,
and it's like a thing like that, right? It's just like the old guard of the internet. That's what it was built off. Just people and fandoms coming together and creating just cool stuff because it's just cool to have an English version of your favorite anime. It's cool.
Which actually leads me into two things. One is that people still do this, by the way. So you can go, like, the amount of people who've learned to play the ocarina an instrument I've never heard playing outside of like YouTube and anybody who really likes Zelda, which I'm sure it is. I'm just saying, like,
you mean ocarina?
I say ocarina. Is it ocarina?
It's ocarina because it's Zelda, the Ocarina of Time.
Okay, I always call it the ocarina of time. Anyway, okay, but yeah, like the ocarina, like so many people play that, and I even bought one and tried to learn how to play it and now know the notes because I was just like, this music is too pretty, right? I think I've thought about learning guitar so many times based off of that. So like people would definitely pick up even fictional instruments for this sort of thing, and the amount of like really cool things you can see people do, like the amount of times I've like listened to something like on a harp. And I'm just like, I have no idea how you even got
Harp
here.
version.
But like, very good.
Very good.
But that leads me to the second thing, which is that people were just creating things all of the time. Two of those things, one we'll get into later, fanfics. Second thing, though, things like Team 4-Star, since we're already on YouTube.
Parodies.
Right? These people, like, they became actual like voice actors through basically making what is it called?
Dragon Ball Abridged.
A bridge series. They were making a bridge series. So they were taking their fandoms and they still exist. So
a bridge series are just so fascinating because there's so much work, right? So if you're thinking about making a bridge series,
good luck.
But there's so much work because like one of the ones that I know that is still going on today, and there's a bunch. I'm pretty sure there's a bunch still going on. One of like the most popular ones that is still going on today is Sword Art Online Abridged. Right, they released an episode like last month by the recording of this video.
Sword Art
Online Abridged is just such. They rewrote the show.
They did,
and hot take, I guess, but they made it better. They made it so much better, and it's like
It's my preferred version.
You basically rewrote entire anime, and they're still rewriting an entire anime, and they're still making it better. Like Asuna and Kirito's relationship is such a pleasure to watch better in the abridged version because like they're like two assholes who fall in love, right? And it's like
Kirito in general is like my favorite part of the entire show.
Yeah, it's just like you remade and like go watch clips of Sword Art Online Abridged. Actually, no, go to the actual channel, Somewhat Witty Entertainment. Go to the actual channel and just watch what they did with the show. It's fantastic, like absolutely fantastic.
And then like. Back in the day, like these abridged series,
you had to be there.
AMVs, all of the things we just talked about, OSTs, etc., even the fanfics, which we haven't gotten into yet, they were how you found what to watch.
Yeah.
Like, they were the thing. They were the thing that was just like, what is this? I want to be a part of this. I got to go watch the original series so I can come back and talk about it. So it was basically free ads for the actual show itself.
You know how many people probably till this day have not actually seen the original Dragon Ball Z and only seen Dragon Ball Z Abridged, right? And then just started Super, right? Learn the story of Dragon Ball, do Dragon Ball Z Abridged, right?
Yeah.
So many people, so many people, right? But while we're on the topic of music, right? I guess this will be the last music thing before we move on to like fanfics and other things like that. Another thing I want to bring up, and if you know this terminology, you are my new best friend. Nightcore. Nightcore, right? Nowadays, it's called sped up.
Yeah, they just
for some reason.
That's so less cool sounding.
It's so less cool. I don't know where the name Nightcore came up. If you are one of those people that knows where the name Nightcore came up, please put it in the comments below. I will gladly read that essay you type. But Nightcore.
Well, actually, just make your own video. I'm pretty sure there's got to be like a video essay about Nightcore.
It's probably a video.
Somebody has to have.
But link it below. Whatever. But yeah. So Nightcore, if you don't know what Nightcore is is basically when fans would take anime openings and endings, or just anime songs in general, and they would speed it up.
Yeah, they speed it up.
They speed it up so the voice would sound all chibi. It would sound like a chipmunk. It would sound like the chipmunks are singing it, right? And they would speed it up, and there was always a Nightcore version, which I'm pretty sure there might still be Nightcore versions, but it's just not as prevalent in the community anymore.
You don't hear people say the word Nightcore is.
And it's just like, if you know what Nightcore is, you grew up in the same anime fandom I grew up in, right?
You know who still knows what Nightcore is? The YouTube algorithm.
Yeah.
Because I type in Nightcore after everything. I've never typed in sped up. And I'm talking about just like regular songs. Like, I've gone to the thing and been like, I want to listen to this extremely popular pop song, Nightcore. And YouTube is like, sped up. Yeah. And so it knows what I'm talking about.
It's for all music across the board, right? It started with the anime fandom, but it's for all music across the board.
Yeah. It's just...
And it was a way. I don't know if this is why it started, but this is a reason why it was happening, right? It was a way for you to listen to your favorite songs without copyright. Without copyright. It was a way because back then it was rare for songs to be on streaming wasn't really that popular, right? With music, right? So it was a way for you to listen to your favorite songs on YouTube. Wow.
This is really turning into like a back in my day type of.
It's going to be you had to be there. Yeah,
it's not like you had to be there. It's turning out when I was a young kid.
Listen.
Okay, but yeah,
not that old anyway. But yeah, it was like that was my childhood where you had to listen to Nightcore, and it was you solely listen to Nightcore version because no one could upload the actual song because it would get taken down by copyright.
And everybody has had this experience where it took you a while to hear the song that outside of its Nightcore version, and then you were just like, nah, the Nightcore version is the one I'm going to listen to. The Nightcore version is the one because that's the song in my head, right? I listened to the Nightcore version first, and now I can't when it's slow down. It's like I like it, but it also speed.
That's what I'm like for I think it's the first ED of it's Egoist. At least I think it's Egoist.
ED stands for ending song.
First ending song from anime from Psycho-Pass. Monster Without a Name. I only listen to the Nightcore version.
I love the actual version
the actual version is really good.
But yeah,
shout out to Egoist, also great band.
Yes.
Well, I guess was
they did a lot in Guilty Crown.
What was it? Egoist that broke up or Supercell? I was getting confused. Either way, one of those two broke up.
I wasn't where they broke up.
But yeah, shout out to Egoist. But yeah, the Monster Without a Name. I listened to the Nightcore version because I listened to the normal version. I was like, it's too slow for me. It's too because I guess I listened to the Nightcore version way too much. But yeah.
Yep, Nightcore was a great one. But just to throw out a couple more nostalgia things, Caramel Dancing.
Caramel Dancing.
Remember you? So everybody had their fun doing that. We had dances. There's a whole Vocaloid community that's most definitely still happening. I actually don't know. I never knew what was going on over there, but I definitely listened to a lot of Miku Hatsune versions of things.
Yeah.
So I still have no idea what goes on in the Vocaloid community, but you guys, I was with you for a hot second.
Vocaloids walked so VTubers could run.
For sure.
If you're a VTuber fan and you don't know what a Vocaloid is, go look it up. Right?
Vocaloid was everywhere.
That's your
specifically Miku Hatsune and the blonde ones.
Yeah, the only one I know is Hatsune Miku. That's the only one.
Hatsune Miku, I say that.
That's the only one I know of.
Yeah.
I don't know any of the other Vocaloids names. I know they got some animes out there, like Makaku City Actors is a whole Vocaloid anime. I
believe they also have.
And Hatsune Miku has a bunch of animes. I'm pretty sure.
And so much music.
So much music.
Just so much music.
It's so much. But yeah, dances.
Caramel Dancing was great.
Numa.
Lucky Star opening.
The Lucky Star OP.
That used to be a thing. So we used to go to Otakon every year back when we were still on the East Coast. And every year there would always be this space where everybody would stand and they just do the Lucky Star opening. So if you knew it, you just go and you jump in and you just do the Lucky Star opening. Now,
it's like anime line dances.
It really was. I wasn't.
Could it, yeah. But.
Yeah, but everybody, even if you've never seen Lucky Star, you knew the opening.
You knew the OP?
For sure.
You knew the OP. It was that's what was another Neon Cat. Neon Cat was another popular one. The cat that was flying through space, that had the body of a Pop-Tart and was farting rainbows. That's what Neon Cat is, yeah. Because Neon Cat and Gangnam Style were popular at the same time, right?
No, they were.
Because I used to listen to Neon Cat, 3 minutes of Neon Cat, and then Gangnam Style right afterwards. So it was they were popular at the same time.
Yeah, there's a lot of ones we're not mentioning, but if you know them, then definitely comment them below because you also know them.
Forgotten things of the internet, right? This is a you had to be there moment.
Yeah. So okay, so now we're gonna switch from music to writing, right? We're gonna get into fanfics because fanfics were huge, but not just fanfics. There was a site, and oh my god, please, if you remember the name of the site, please put it in the comments below because I cannot for the life of me remember the name of it, and I was on it 24/7. I have no idea how I forgot it. But quizzes. No. But there were quizzes. It wasn't Wattpad. No. Don't do that to me. No, it was not Wattpad.
Okay, quizzes.
Quizzes. There were quizzes all over it. There were quizzes, there were fanfics, there were polls, there were lemons.
It wasn't Quizlet, was it?
No, I don't think it was. Was it Quizlet? I don't think so. That doesn't feel familiar to me. It got shut down. I do remember that.
Okay.
And I remember that it doesn't exist anymore, but I have no idea what the name of it is. But used to go there to look up all sorts of types of fanfics. If this is going to kind of move us slightly out of the anime space, but Harry Malfoy, if you know what I'm talking about, you're a real one. Okay? Because I used to read that day in, day out. The amount of people that came there for Naruto Sasuke. Okay? But okay, back into the other space. But like, you could take quizzes. Right. Which anime character are you? And they were like, they were made by fans. So they were not like from the website. You could make a quiz and post it on this website. Mm-hmm. Make a fanfic, and then people would read it on the website. And there were keywords. It was kind of like, is it called AO3? Right? It's AO3, the site that like everybody goes to now to read their fanfics. It was like that. No idea. I think AO3 was also around back then.
I was never that big of a fanfic reader, personally. I knew like the stuff surrounding it.
How else was I gonna know how Gaara and Kagome would work as a couple?
Shipping was crazy.
Oh, speaking of shipping, though, not just fanfics and not just quizzes, even though I took like all of the quizzes, which like Naruto boy or Naruto girl are you gonna marry? Quizzes, but also, or which power do you have? They were always fun.
Which powers?
Wait, do you have Rasengan or the other ones, or like what type of wizard are you? But also, DeviantArt was huge back then for having like just fan fueled art, and you could tell because like I don't want to say it like that, but like there was always the anime picture where like one eye was like this big and the other eyes have it, and we were all just like, you got it. Nowadays, you did it. That's them.
Yeah, nowadays deviant artists are very good, but like back then it was like you had to start somewhere, right?
Well, deviant artists were still good because you would still go there because if you're trying to see a picture of Gaara and Kagome, which once again, this is not my circle of people. I want to represent you guys properly. It's just that's where you go because nobody else is drawing fanfics or fan photos of them together. Because why would they?
Yeah. So it was fanfics was the thing, which I mean I guess would lead us into shipping in general. Which shipping is still a very much big thing. I mean, the ships they're most recent blowing up. Yeah, K-pop Demon Hunter ships are everywhere.
Yeah.
I still see Rumi and I forget the boy's name.
Genu.
Rumi and Genu. Or Zoe and whatever Saja boy that had the popcorn that she had the popcorn eyes for. Yeah, and it's shipping's still everywhere, right? Mm-hmm. And it's still very much like. But nowadays, it's like looked down upon. Like there's like, there was like a huge.
I don't care.
There's like a huge.
I ship it.
Yeah, there's like a huge anti-shipping.
You know what that's from?
There's like a huge anti-shipping crowd within like at least with the anime space. Oh. There's like a huge if it's not a romance anime, there's a huge anti-shipping crowd. And I'll say this thing that a bunch of my friends have already said before me: if you hate shipping, but you are a power scaler. You are doing the same thing. Like we are doing the same. Don't hate on shippers.
I don't know how shipping works now because I'm still in. Like,
if they talk to each other, no.
I'm still in the BL space where everybody is shipped for every reason ever.
Yeah.
So nothing has changed on my side of things.
If they're in like a ruler's length of each other on screen, if they walk past you in the hallway, or if it just works with their personalities in general, they don't have to have a scene together.
Yeah, okay, so like the BL scene, that's the same thing we do. We ship people who are like straight up in relationships with women. I mean, who cares? Anyway,
Probably BL ships, Bakugo and Deku, right?
Oh please, that's the beginning of it.
Levi and Aaron.
I'm about to say you don't like until you've like cross shipped, or it's like they don't even exist. They're not even in the same like time period. Mm-hmm. We don't care. Okay. We don't care. You can debate amongst yourselves if that's a good thing or a bad thing. We're gonna be over here. We're still gonna be over here like not caring. That being said, though, I don't know how it works today, but back in the day,
can you explain what shipping is?
Oh my God, do you guys not know what shipping is?
If you don't know what shipping is, shipping stands short for relationships. Is when, if you haven't gotten by context clues, is when you take two characters and canon or not, you take two characters and you basically Be like,
think
what
they
if
should be together?
What if they should be together? What if they were a couple, right?
They're your OTP.
What if they were in love? OTP stands for one true pairing.
Okay, we're not for that far gone that you guys don't know what shipping is, but just in case, there it is.
Yeah, just in case you don't know what shipping is.
He probably tapped out of this conversation eons ago. but yeah, okay, so I don't know how it works I don't know how it works now, but back then, it was fair game, like across the board. Like, everybody's getting shipped with everybody else, like, and you're gonna have ships that are crazy. You're gonna have ships like like Pokemon's had ships, and not with other Pokemon.
I mean,
the people who are not shipping Pokemon with other Pokemon
we can skip it.
Still around.
We can skip it. We can skip it. Move on. Move to Troy.
Okay.
We can skip that one.
But I don't associate with those people. And I lost my train of thought. Because all I can think about is that one Pokemon that some of you guys think is way too thick.
Stop. It's actually canon that... Never mind. Game Freak is really living up to the name. Game Freak are the people that write Pokemon. Game Freak is really living up to the name.
Rule 34.
When they really released that. Yeah, Rule 34, as you know, 4chan birthed a lot of racists.
Yes, it did.
Like, things like that. 4chan reminds me, I don't know why I think of this when I think of 4chan. If you see somebody with a K-On profile picture, K-On the anime, they will most likely be the most racist person you've ever seen on the internet. I don't know what the correlation between it is, but it's just like every time. At this point, I feel like they're trolling. Every time I see a person with a K-On profile, it's the most racist person on the internet. I don't know why. But that was another culture thing. I guess is one of the negative ones.
Okay, another community that was like super involved with the anime community, we've been talking about this entire time online, that quite frankly we like, I don't know why, like I don't know how they intersected y'all know English,
Came in contact with each other.
Maybe yeah, I don't know how they cross paths, but the rave culture was like super huge amongst the fans as well. Like all of the songs we would listen to as well. Like maybe because they were also on like all of the AMVs. If you've listened to any like Aqua or Toy Box, they are a group. You know, they were all over the AMVs. They don't really actually have anything to do with anime, but like they were all over the AMVs. So like you had this like culture inside where it was like raves were super popular, right? Like the song, you know that song, I Know This Pretty Rave Girl. So like, and like,
Castle in the Sky.
Yeah.
Does that count as a...
No, I don't think that... is that a rave song?
Yeah, because it's DJ Satomi's Castle... Not the movie. It's DJ Satomi's Castle in the Sky. There's a castle in the sky. Yeah, no one knows why. That's a rave song. Yeah.
That's not DJ Satomi. That's a Smile.
Castle in the Sky is DJ Satomi.
I thought it was Smile.
No, it's DJ Satomi.
What's the one... The same people who do I am a little butterfly.
No, that's not them.
That's not them?
No.
Oh, okay, well, maybe I don't know that one. Either way, you want a fun one that we can core memory unlocked. A fun one that we could do is I think they still do this, is that whenever anybody used to ask like what's that song, because like back in the day you didn't have like Google to put your like phone beside and be like, hey, tell me what song this is. It wouldn't do that, so you actually had to either like go look up the lyrics, right? People would comment and they'd be like, it's Darude Sandstorm. And it was never, and I do want to repeat, never Darude Sandstorm.
Got so many views based off trolling. Darude Sandstorm got so many views.
And I have no idea what the obsession with that song was. It was just like a way to troll people and just tell them, and people still do this. And I know, because like I was on a thing and I was like, what is the song? And it's like usually when you can't find like it's usually like a non-English song. And it's like, it's in the background, like shortly, and like it, like the words are hard to capture because it's not in English, or because you like can barely hear it or something like that. And you're trying, like you've Googled what you think they said 50 million times over. Nobody's picking it up. You're looking on every website you can find. Nobody's picking it up. And then you go to like the YouTube comments. You're scrolling desperately, and some a-hole is like, it's Darude Sandstorm. Obviously.
And that's when you go.
And it's never Darude Sandstorm. You fall for it once. If you fall for it twice, I actually don't know what to tell you. It's kind of like, you should, like, it's never going to be that song. So, but yeah, that was like a huge thing back in the day too, where people used to do that a lot, where they would comment Darude Sandstorm. So yeah.
Funny enough, did you know that I have a friend that actually still goes to raves? It like combined with I guess they were always the same music, but they combined with like the EMD people.
EDM.
EDM. That's one. Yep. EDM. That's the word. EMD. EDM. Yeah.
I was like, who are they?
It can like maybe they were always the same genre. I don't know that much about the music genres. But,
they were close.
But yeah, it kind of combined with them, and raves still happen. They very much like still.
Yeah, rave. All of these things are still
like
around.
A whole rave community. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
But another one that is not really forgotten, but not common, because now that I guess it's hot take, televisions and movies in a professional setting like Hollywood are dying and new media is kind of taking over. So now the people that used to work in Hollywood and movies and things like that are going over to like YouTube, right? And that's why you see YouTube videos becoming way and way more cinematic, which is nice and it's cool, right? But I miss the low effort, stupid, clearly you did this in Windows Movie Maker type videos, right? Shout out to the GOAT Niga Higa, right? Who used to make those stupid low effort
How to be a
ninja, right? And things like that. Nowadays, right, you still kind of get them with like the TikTok green screens and the guys like Caleb City, they clearly are holding their phone up to their face.
Yeah, like it's a TikTok thing.
And it's like, but it's like, I don't mean like the Caleb City type skits. I mean, they're funny too, shout out to them, right? They're funny too. But I mean like the stupid skits where it's just like you're clearly in front of a green screen. Like the low effort
like Fred.
Yeah, like the low.
If you remember Fred.
The low effort PNGs like that people used to do, like old Smosh and things like that. Like bring that back. Like
I was always super fun to have those sorts of like random videos, which, like people of our generation, it's still quote.
Like not only was it funny, but it was also funnier because it looked so unprofessional. Like the goal was to make this as unprofessionally looking as possible, right? And it's just like, it's where the term, right, like YouTube quality came from. Like in movies nowadays, when they do like a zoom out and it's like a black border around the actual image, everyone calls that like a YouTube. It's like, oh, it looks like a YouTube edit. It's where that terminology came from. And it was just like, I miss those stupid videos where it was just like,
okay,
like Smosh, better
people
Harden. It was like, that's clearly not that.
People were just doing things.
Yeah,
it was very funny. Like people just had a camcorder. There was no like real like lighting or anything like that. Like it was just like, I am making a video that for the most part should be shown to like my family at Christmas, but I'm going to put it on the internet so y'all can see.
The effort put into those videos was the lack of effort. Like you put effort into not putting effort into it. And it was like, those are the videos that we're going to show to our kids in the next generation and be like historical artifacts.
Which is crazy. Most of those people though were like actually going, like they wanted to do it like for real, and then ended up like getting better at their craft and then doing it for real. And then what was kind of crazy is they were mostly like gearing up and like creating a reel for it to go into like the profession and do it like on like a cinema, like on a movie screen. And then what ended up happening was that YouTube became everybody's movie screen. So then they just stayed there, which is kind of crazy and cool. For a second there, I thought you were talking about the part 1, part 2, part 3, and then like the border, the thing.
That too.
Where you had to like watch shows. It wasn't like, it was everything.
It was everything. If you wanted to, like, because back
no streaming
back then,
or well, there was streaming, but like actually, it wasn't as popular.
It wasn't because I'm gonna sound super old. I was a kid when this was happening, by the way.
So you're going all that
back when Netflix,
all the way back.
Netflix wasn't a streaming thing. I don't know if anyone remembers when Netflix didn't have a streaming service.
When they would just send you the
movies. Right?
The DVDs.
Netflix was online, right? And they would just send you the DVD.
Netflix was Redbox.
Netflix was Redbox, right? Netflix was Redbox, except you didn't have to go out of your house, right? It was Redbox and Blockbuster, except it was like you don't have to leave your house. That was the appeal of Netflix, right? They would send you the DVDs and then you would send it back in the mail.
Mm-hmm.
And then, changed the game. They were like, wait, why don't we just put everything online and have people pay for it?
Yeah, why don't you just make it all digital?
Where you can have it in one place, right? Change the games and things like that. And what did you say? Because I forgot where I was going.
We were talking about, oh, dang. We were talking about, the parts.
Oh, the parts, yeah. So yeah, back then, it was just like to watch anything, right? Again, and if you didn't catch it on TV, one, you had to record it on DVR. You should know what DVR is. It's still around. Still have DVRs. I don't use it. You probably don't use it either. But DVR is when you could record something on your TV when it aired on TV in case you missed the show. So if you don't know what DVR is basically when you could record if you missed the time slot within TV. Back before DVR, you had to record on a VHS and set a timer to record it. But yeah, you record on TV if you missed it. If you couldn't do that, right, you had to go online. Right? And pirate sites weren't that big, right? Or it was like a if you know base type basis. So you went to like YouTube or Dailymotion, right?
Or Vimeo. And like YouTube was like not. I would say YouTube was more of the default, but it was not the only video service back then.
Yeah, so
it just wasn't.
Dailymotion and Vimeo were actually competing with YouTube, and so it was just like you would go to them and you would find part 1, you'd find part 2, and then you find part 4. And you'd be like. And then part 3, you would only find in Espanol. And you'd be like...
Sometimes it would have weird borders around it. Sometimes it would be inverted. Yep. So like the picture was backwards. Sometimes the audio would be sped up and or like lowered or higher because they wanted to avoid copyright. But I watched so many international movies on Dailymotion and
so
Vimeo.
Many foreign films, yeah.
Like I watched because that was the only way you were going to get them because it wasn't popular at all.
Yeah.
For them to be sold unless you like specifically were going to like some sort of international like film shop. And then even if you did do that, they only had like the old ones. They didn't have anything new.
And they would only have them in the language there. They would have them subtitled.
Oh yeah, they didn't sub anything. So like you wouldn't be able. So that's actually another one.
Fan subs.
Fan subs. Fan subs. Oh gosh, so many fan subs we watch. So for those of you who don't know, my favorite anime is probably one of the most underrated anime of all time, Kurocho or Kodomo no Mocha. And there's only 2 seasons. It has 3 seasons total. There's only 2 seasons that are in English, like that are dubbed in English. So I own all of it. But for a while there, we had to stop watching because there was nothing else in English. So, but fan subs would sub it and put it up there in that same weird format, inverted with the parts where it was always when you couldn't find it. When you couldn't find it, you found the Espanol version and it's like, what the? I can't.
It was always part 3 was always Espanol and you were just like, it's not even Espanol English subtitles. Yeah. It's just in Spanish. And you were like, how, like... But then the funny part is one time I went to go look up the Spanish version just to see if they had all of it. And no, it was just part 3. So like people who were speaking Spanish were just like, where's the rest of the movie? And we were like, where's part 3? And they were like, we don't have part 1, 2, and 4. Like, so.
What was crazy was back then though, a lot of what I know about a variety of different languages, like just like a couple of words here and there, or maybe some cultural elements about a variety of different cultures and languages is because you had to like participate. Right. You had to be a part of the space to get that. So like a lot of the times was like me learning, like using the little bit of Spanish that I learned in class to like figure out where they're telling me to go if I want to find the other version of this. Like a lot of it was that. So yeah, I actually learned, a lot of it was also me like really wanting to sing my favorite openings and endings and other languages. So, and it was all in Japanese. So you went to animelyrics.com and I would print out the lyrics in Japanese in romanization and I'd sing them. Like that's how I learned how to do that. So it was fun. There's a lot of fun things to do on the internet. Also, pages like, does anybody remember Gaia.com? Gaia
Online.
Gaia Online, yeah. Where you would go and you would like, you had a page. It was like Facebook for me. Because I didn't start on Facebook. I started on Gaia. And then, like, when Facebook got popular, like, everybody else was on MySpace. I was on Gaia.
MySpace.
MySpace is fun. I used to be able to, like, design, like, MySpace. Your back, like, the back of your profile. Like, whereas Facebook, you really couldn't do that. You used to be able to design an avatar and go into the world. What was that one? IMVD? It was that one where you had to, like, an avatar and it was always glitchy. And it looked like they were lanky.
I don't know.
It was like Gaia, but it was always being advertised.
Gaia Online was the one that I never got. Everyone was like, "Oh, you got to get on Gaia."
It was like another one.
I'll meet you on Gaia. Like all my friends from school, like I'll meet you on Gaia later on.
I actually did. I met a lot of people I do not know on Gaia for a hot minute there. And technically, my profile is probably still active if I could access the email that I signed up for.
Yeah,
but yeah, so there was more emphasis on community, like in a way that was very like welcoming. And also kind of trolling, but like very like welcoming, very much like get on in here. You're one of us. I think a lot of degenerate stuff going on though.
Yeah, I think the thing about I call it the old guard of the internet. The thing about the old guard of the internet, and again, this is because there's just so much stuff coming out nowadays that, right? It's like there's so many subcultures of the internet, is that while we had the same subcultures, right? It was still like you were on the internet. And if you were on the internet, you knew everything else that was going on the internet because there wasn't that many things going on the internet, right? Yeah. So it didn't matter if you were an anime fan, didn't matter if you were a comic book fan, didn't matter if you were a movie fan, it didn't matter if you were a gamer, it didn't matter if you were a reality television fan, it didn't matter if you were just there for like the skits and the memes. If you were on the, like, being a person on the internet was it in itself a culture.
Was, right? For sure. Like we didn't talk about it a lot, but a lot of the OSTs I listened to were from games, and the only reason I found them, even though I don't play any of these games, was because I was on the internet.
Yeah, and it was just like it's like things like that is how all these communities kind of stayed connected through the internet. And of course, as the years went on, a lot of the internet expanded, right? A lot more websites came out, right?
Yeah.
And then it was just like, now you got to be on a specific website. Now there's a whole Twitter community. Now there's a whole Instagram community. Now there's a Facebook community.
It's easier to bubble yourself now. But before, there was a lot of what I want to call cross-contamination.
If you were on the internet, you were on the internet.
And there was a lot of like you being in the comment section and wanting to participate in something that you thought you were part of, and hearing somebody make a comment and going like, what is this person talking about? Like, what are they saying to me? Like, for a while there, it was like really common for like people to like jokingly call each other plebs, how is it pronounced?
Plebs, I think. Yeah,
it was like a whole thing. Weeb was not a good thing to call somebody.
Yeah,
weeb was a total insult. Otaku was not really an insult, but it was like
otaku was what weeb is now, right?
Yeah, furries
still an insult.
I feel like
still an insult.
Really.
Yeah,
furries are totally there.
They're more accepted now because.
Do you remember the My Little Pony Bros?
The bronies.
Yeah.
They still think bronies. Yeah.
Okay, because they were like, they got really popular one year.
Bronies, they thought the whole images and everything. Yeah.
They came out and they might as well have had megaphones on the streets, being like, "We're here and we want our voices heard," because they were everywhere that one year. I forget what year that was.
Yeah,
but like,
and it was just
bronies.
It was just like we still have that. But it's in their own little subsection bubbles, right? So you can find it, but you had to find it for specific things, right?
But it was also like clans, where like intermingling within clans,
yeah.
like where it was just like, yes, I am from I'm from the fan fiction clan, where it's like my whole thing is fan fiction. So like I'm into everything, but only through fan fiction. So all of the fandoms that you're a part of, yes, but like only through fan fiction, right? And then like my boyfriend or my girlfriend, they're a brony, or they're a manga reader, or they're a shoujo head, or they're into BL. And it was like, that was like the thing. And it was like, these are actually completely separate fandoms and completely separate worlds, because there's a lot of people who don't read. There's a lot of people who are like, I'm not watching all of that. So like these are completely separate world.
But if you were on the internet.
But yeah, if you were on the internet, you still have that shared internet culture. So you can still communicate, because and I'm talking about these like, we speak different languages that are from different species and all that other great stuff.
Basically.
But it was kind of like that. It was kind of like, oh, you're still a part of this larger club. So I can still talk to you, but you're not necessarily in my specific niche. Right.
Nowadays, it's just like, oh, I'm on the internet. And it's just like, okay, where? Like, right? Are you on Discord? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? Are you on like this? So you can have duality, of course.
Even like within like a super like specific space, like where it's like I only do things through fandom. It's like, or not fandom, through fanfics. It's like, which ones? What website?
Yeah.
Like, because like we could completely not run into the same website. Whereas it was like we were watching the same videos, not just like the same song, the exact same video.
Yeah, on YouTube. Yeah, that's why some videos have like billions of views. Everyone's watching the exact same video.
The exact same video.
It's like it's the same thing with like movies, right? Nowadays, there's a huge difference between being like a movie fan, right? Do you see Marvel movies? Are you seeing comic book movies? See superhero movies? Are you seeing independent films, right? Are you an A24 fan? Like, it's just like saying you're a movie fan. The comedic.
Are you on Tubi?
Comedic.
Do you like camp? Because I like hate watching a lot of things. I'm that person. So like, I just found out about Velocipaster, and I will be there. Like,
we'll save it for another.
One of the things that was like super popular back then, like for like those types of movies, was Kung Fury. And if you know what that is, then you were in there. But it was like that there was only so many of those movies to know, and that was one of the ones. So like, fun stuff. Fun stuff the camp was. Like, it was a really good time.
So basically, like just forgotten cultures of the internet in general. It's not really forgotten, but not less talked about, right? Instead of what TikTok is blowing up or what controversy is coming out.
Yeah.
Like there are like things that the internet just did that, to be honest, I was way too young to get involved in, but I did. But
also, like, you know, really, I wouldn't say we didn't appreciate it, but I don't know if a lot of us knew, like, that it was going to go anywhere, and then it did. It left. Like, like, the places still exist. The community is not as vast as it was. Yeah, essentially, and like I said, it was a very welcoming community. So once you got involved into one section of that community, you were immediately drawn into the rest. Mm-hmm. Like, you were immediately, like, if you grew up in like Maroon 5, Smile DK, Aqua, and all of the other like things were all on the same playlist for you, then you were in like good hands. Like, if you were listening to things in German, Japanese, all the French, like, and you're like, how did I even stumble upon this? And you stumbled upon this because somebody else stumbled upon it. And you were in that fandom that person was in. And they were like, hey, there's this other thing that you find cool. Like, that was my life from the time that I was like 10, like till maybe like 20-ish. So like, yeah. And then it like retracted into the shadows. Yeah. And like, it's such a cool thing to remember. And I feel like I want to, like, sometimes I definitely want to go back into like those spaces. And so it's like super cool to talk about these topics, like, to just remember what it was. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot that we missed, because like that wasn't all of everything. So I don't want everybody down there like, you forgot. Just comment it, because I'm with you. I hear you. We probably did forget. There's so much. Like, we could go on for days. So in the end, you just had to be there. Yeah. you just had to be there. Like, it's a you just had to be there type episode. Yeah, it was very fun. And like I said, it's still going on, but it's going on within its own sub community sections. And maybe one day the internet will come together for a purpose. But there are also still spaces where you can experience it. If you've ever been to like okay, actually this is a good one that we didn't mention. Disney. If you've ever gone to like a Disney karaoke event, which I encourage anybody who's interested in karaoke to do, especially if you know your Disney. And I'm not talking about like Frozen. I'm talking about pre that. Like, I'm talking about like in your Lion King, Hunchback of Notre Dame era. If you know that, and if you know Disney Channel, if you know those sorts of things, if you know like old Nickelodeon, like when like your favorite like sitcom actors used to randomly have like a song on Disney Channel that they premiere, or like a song on Nickelodeon they premiere. You're like, what even is this? Like, stuff like that. If you've ever been to Disney karaoke, you will see them play these same songs. And if you're in there and you're thinking, how did all these people know all of this specific music? Because it's not what you think it is. It's not like the popular stuff, right? They're not in there singing "I Just Can't Wait to Be King." Like, that's on the list, but like it's like more niche than that. Yeah. If you're in there wondering how they can all know those exact same songs, this podcast that we've been talking, this culture that we've been discussing, that's how. Mm-hmm. That's how. And yes, that ties into everything we said. Those are the same people. Yes, these are the same people. So I encourage you to like go to spaces where they still are doing old anime or old community or old fandom, old fanfic, or old Disney, or whatever you're interested in, whatever fandom you're part of, Star Wars, Marvel, etc., comic books. We didn't get into that one, but that's because I wasn't really in that space. I don't want to talk for you guys, but like they had their whole They had a whole thing.
They have a whole thing. Yeah.
Gamers have a whole thing, right? Like that's why they're constantly asking for you to bring back some of the culture, because a lot of it was like, what drew them in. But either way, if you ever go into these spaces, you will find those people who are like still there from the olden days. Look for the guy with like a scar across his face and a long beard. No, I'm sorry.
What? Anyway.
Look for the guy with a staff and a huge cloak in the back, scowling at the youngins. He's going to tell you what you need to know.
The people are still there. I think that's one of the good things about it is the people are still there and they're still very much fans of these things.
Yeah, for sure.
And, the old guard of the internet, while not as active and on the internet anymore, are very much still there on the internet. And you could find them if you go outside and touch grass.
A lot of the things we just talked about.
Which is ironic.
A lot of the things we just talked about, all the videos we just talked about, still there. Still on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like you can still see them.
You'll probably see someone in the comments. The first comment would be like, anyone in 2025. You'll say anyone in 2025, right? But yeah.
If you're into Japanese city pop, we got a whole community over there. If you're into what else? If you're into like old Vine compilations, there's a whole community for that. Like, guy, you can find anything. You really can like find anything. And like the best part though is like when you don't let the algorithm take control of it and you yourself go find it. So that's like that's gonna be my last call to action for you guys, for anybody who writes. You know what a call to action is. Anyway, go find it. Go find the community. Go find the community. Don't let the community find you. Go find them. Go look up some of the things that you heard here that maybe you didn't know about, or maybe you like, maybe you like are one of those people who like life hit you and you had to step away for a hot second, and then now your core memory is unlocked. And I'm gonna stop. But now you remember, and you're like, oh wait, I was a part of this community. You can go back and get back in. Just jump right back in there, babe. Like, get back in there. Like, it's right there. So that's my last call to you, is to go find your community. Like, intentionally.
Because they're still out there. You're thinking to yourself, oh, who watches this niche thing? I'm trying to tell you, a lot of people, I'm friends with the people that make content around these niche things, right? And it's just like, and I'm just like, how do you have so many subscribers? And they're like, I didn't know so many people were into this niche thing. And yes, they are. Go find them. Go look it up. Google it.
Yeah. Go find them.
Google is free. And free is the best thing ever. So
yeah, and I mean at this point Google is Reddit, so just go to Reddit. But yeah. But thank you guys for joining us today on this episode of the podcast where we talk about the forgotten pieces of culture on the internet. We had quite a good time talking about it with you guys. Please comment anything that we forgot or didn't mention, or anything that you just want to go further into in the comments, where you're just like, oh, about this thing that you talked about, here's some more insight.
Like I said, give us those essays on the forgotten cultures of the internet. I'm read them. I'm read them all.
So serious. If you remember that quiz website with the fanfics and all of the stuff, please remind me what that was called. Also, like, I miss it.
If you're like one of those people that woke up in the middle of the night and the Inuyasha ending was playing. You're one of those people. You like and subscribe.
Yeah, we all have.
Because this is for you.
Yeah, this is your memory. Unlock.
We're here for you. But thank you.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you're listening, we appreciate it. And now we're gonna do a couple of quick takes.
A quick take is Vine was funnier than TikTok. If you want me to explain further, let me know in the comments below.
My quick take is that in some circumstances, OOC, which is out of character, fanfics were better than in character fanfics and sometimes the original story.
I have an anime one in there because, of course, I do. For some shows, the dub is better. If you want me to explain further, let me know.
Despite all of the extremely good things that we've talked about this community today, there were parts of it that needed to go. If you want to know which parts, comment below.
Media literacy is dead, and a lot of people who think they have it don't. If you want me to explain further, let me know in the comments below.
back in the day, you really couldn't tell who was into what fandoms because we came in all different shapes and sizes. Now, it's become a part of people's identity and you can tell immediately, and that's less fun. Thank you guys for watching, and please join us next time where we talk about
right. If you like this episode, like, subscribe, comment. We're planning on giving you guys more of this. And let us know what you guys want to talk about in the future.
Yeah, I'm going to ADR that last part though. But yes, we'll talk about anything and everything under the moon and sun in the next installation.
Bye guys.
Hey. I'm Kimberly.
And I'm RJ.
And we'll talk about more in the next installation of the podcast episode. Bye.
Bye guys.
Hey.
Cut.